All right, you guys, let's do the second question and let's use a different way to solve it. Let's actually, first things first, put it in the calculator because I think this will help you guys a lot more to solve these so you don't get frustrated. So get your calculator out, or at least write down these steps. And then, oh, you know what? We need to write down the steps from before. Go to your y equals and clear out anything you have in there. And as long as it's, you have a function with a y or a function h of t or some sort of function there, you can put it in your calculator. So we'll start off with, let's see here, just type it in like it is, negative 16. And instead of t, you see how our button says xt? It'll show up as an x, but that's fine, whatever variable it wants, squared plus, don't forget your negative there in front of the 16, you guys, 48t plus 64. Now, this is a kind of cool thing. We need to go to our window, and if you're doing this in class, actually do this with me. We'll go, oh, you guys, this is a different problem. It's negative 16t squared still because that's gravity, but this time our speed is what? 96. So it's going a little bit faster than before. And this time our initial height is 112. Okay? Cool. Now let's go to our window and we don't care about negative seconds. So I'm just going to make my x like a -2 so that I have a little bit of negative there. And my positive seconds, this thing's going pretty fast. I'm going to leave it at 10 and see how that works. This x scale means I'm going to count by 1. I'm going to use my height minimum, -2. I don't care about below ground, so -10 should be good. If my initial height is already 112 feet, maybe I'll make this 150 just to see where that is. And let's go ahead and count by 2s. It'll make it a little less packed in there. Then I'm going to hit graph. Oh, I did not go high enough on my y, right? And you see how this line's really black? It's because I need to count by a higher number on my y value. So I'm going to go back to my window. I'm going to make my y height maybe even 250. And let's go ahead and count by 10s, you guys, and see what this looks like. Oh, not quite high enough. I'm going to make my y go up to an even 300. Well, yeah, let's just do 300. There we go. There's my object. Okay, so it wants to know when will the ball reach a height of 240 feet. So I want to solve this equation instead of 0 like before. I want to find out where y is equal to 240 feet. So in your calculator, this is so easy, you guys. Let's go back to the y, and let's just say where is y 240 feet so that we can view it. Then I'll graph it. Cool. So actually the ball is 240 feet twice, right? Once on the way up and once on the way down. So here's the really important part where you need to start taking steps. So the first step was obviously like put your equation into the y equals, right? Put equation into y equals. Okay. Oops, step 3, we haven't done step 2. What did I just do? And I'll have you write this down, and I'll put the squiggly line there so that I know that you're supposed to write something down. Step 2 was wherever it went, I wanted to graph that line. So if I graphed 240, that gave me that second line. Now, step 3, write that down, step 3, I want to go into the calc, and I want to find where do those two lines intersect. And as you see, I could also do where's the minimum, where's the maximum, where's my 0, where does it cross the x-axis. But I want to know just right now, where do they intersect? Okay, and we're going to do it twice. So I'm going to left over to this point over here. I want to know. So I need to get close to that point. It says, is this the first curve? And what it means by that is whatever's up here, y1 equals, okay? And I'm going to hit enter because, yes, that's my first curve. Is y equals 240 my second curve? I'm going to hit yes. Do I want it to guess? Yeah. Cool. So after 2 seconds, it's at 240. So that's one answer, right? So x1 is at 2 seconds. It is at 240 feet. Okay, so then let's arrow over closer to the other point, because that's how the calculator knows where you want to do it, which intersection you want. And we'll do second calc. I'm just going to hit the number 5. I want to do another intersection. Oh, it moved me back over, so I want to move it back over again. First curve, yes. Second curve, yes. Guess, yes. And x equals 4. So on the way up after 2 seconds, and on the way back down after 4 seconds, okay? So I hope you have all of those steps that I just did. If not, just rewind and write down what I did. What else can we find? Well, let's go ahead. What if we wanted to find the maximum? I'd do second, calc. Then I would go to maximum. If it was a minimum, I'd do minimum, but I want this maximum, so I'm going to hit enter. Okay, so here's the point I want, right? And this question says, am I left of this point? No, I'm to the right of this point, so I need to arrow until I am to the left of the maximum value. And I need to make sure I'm looking at the correct equation up here. So I'm going to hit enter. Now it wants right of that point. So I need to arrow back over till I'm to the right of that maximum on this side. Enter, enter. I just entered twice in case you missed that. So my maximum is at 3 seconds. Okay, the maximum value is 256. So that's something else I could find after 3 seconds. The ball is at 256 feet. Okay, so that gave us our line of symmetry, right? We can just sketch this. Oh, I didn't check my roots, but it was once here. Once here. I know my y-intercept is 112. I know it goes all the way up to 250, so I didn't draw this well enough, did I? Because it's going to go all the way up to 256 and all the way back down. You know what I do know? I do know if my line of symmetry is at x equals 3, because that was my maximum point, was 3 comma 256. Then I know that where it hits the ground, oh, no, I don't know that. I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is I can rewrite this in vertex form because I know my vertex. So if my vertex, which is my maximum value in this case, is 3 comma 256, remember this is H, this is K. Vertex form is y equals a times, oh, I'm going to have to find my a again, that's okay. A times x minus my h, which is 3, right, squared, plus 256. I also know another point. I know where x is 0, y is 112, right? So I know that my y is 112 and my x is 0. So I can put that in to solve for a. So 112 equals a times 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Squared is positive 9, so I'll just put 9. Plus 256. So subtract, oh, you guys, I'm such a dork. Well, let's make sure we get this. You guys will see what I was just thinking in my head by the end of this. Subtract 256 from each side, and I get a times 9 is equal to what is that? I'm not going to be able to do that in my head really quickly. So 112 minus 256, negative 144. And then I know I'm going to have to divide that by 9. I'm going to do that really quick. Yeah, so you'll see what I said. So this is negative 144. If I divide both sides by 9, A is equal to negative 16, which of course it is, because, follow my cursor, my original equation, A is, oops, sorry you guys, go away. A is negative 16, so that was a little bit more work than I actually needed to do. Vertex form is going to be y equals negative 16 times x minus 3 squared plus 256. Okay, completing the square is going to have to be a different video yet again, and maybe we'll just do that at another time. But please try maybe using the calculator or just the way we did it factoring the first time, a few more of these.